What the do you call this? That's me in court, right? In jail. See, this is what. Here's the garbage of what you're trying to tell me right now. The funny part is nobody told me once that these things were live streamed on YouTube. I already knew that. I've captured all of them. I guarantee nobody else really wants to continue seeing me.
All right, folks. This sovereign citizen completely lost it in court recently. He's now facing trespassing charges and even skipped a previous hearing. Honestly, I feel bad for his attorney. This guy's being wildly disrespectful, mocking the court, and acting like he's the one in charge. He's the perfect example of someone who thinks they can ignore the law and make up their own rules. The way he talks to the judge is, unbelievably, can practically feel a meltdown coming. And trust me, it's coming fast. The court doesn't take this kind of behavior lightly. And he's about to learn that the hard way. This one's a train wreck, and you won't want to miss it. Let's dive in.
No.
Parcel?
No. Mr. Christopher.
Christopher. Understood. Mr. Husky, I'm sorry, Mr. Christopher, Mr. Husky.
Why would I do that?
I should get your contact information.
I'm not interested in being in contact with you.
Oh, okay. Well,
Nor do you represent me. I'm gonna make that very clear right now.
understood. Just to,
And then don't speak when the case is called.
I'll leave that to you. As far as the county is concerned, I've been appointed to represent you.
For what?
In the criminal trespass and obstruction charge.
Oh, because that's the first time that's ever been mentioned in open court
Okay.
with me present.
Okay, that should have been made. You should have been made aware. Well, I guess.
Yeah, there should have been like an arraignment.
Well, and that's pending. There's another procedure that's been started that we need to get through first. If you want to step out, we can talk about it.
No, thank you.
We don't have to. So that's kind of where we're at today.
Yeah, I know where we're at today. I've
Understood.
been doing this almost 500 days, man.
Understood. I guess part of the reason I like to contact you is because you get through this next phase.
It's not going to happen. That's the whole point of this. That's why it's taken so long. You guys did a 1077 without me present, without me even being heard.
Sure.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
It's a procedure that doesn't require your presence. Now, whether you agree with it or not, I understand, but that's the situation. And that situation in order to-
Here's a little reminder of like what a court can do and cannot do.
Well, according to Washington state law currently, the court's able to do this without.
Oh, really?
And in order to get past this step, I need to be able to coordinate with the people that are gonna talk to you and yourself so that we can get that set up to do it. If you want to move on, then we have to get through that step. I understand that you maybe don't want to or don't agree with it.
See, this is what. Here's the garbage of what you're trying to tell me right now. Literally 1 year, 3 weeks, and 1 day ago, when I was in courtroom 3 with Samuel Meyer, he's the one who actually gave anything substantive in this case to me, as far as information is concerned.
Well, if
And
you
what
want to talk
he
to us,
said,
how are we supposed to
hold
do that?
on. What he said was at any time, the 1077 can be withdrawn.
Well, I can't withdraw it if you won't talk to me.
I've talked to everybody. Why would I continue talking to you guys? You guys are going to be a future defendant.
Now this guy is claiming that every attorney who's ever tried to help him was actually working against him and refusing to protect his rights. Really, he thinks there's some massive legal conspiracy targeting him of all people. It's a classic case of victim mentality, something we see a lot with sovereign citizens. When things don't go their way, it's never their fault. It's always a corrupt judge or some bad lawyer. They convince themselves the whole system is out to get them. Honestly, it's hard to wrap your head around how deep the denial goes. The level of delusion here is something else. While I joke about it sometimes, it really is fascinating how committed they are to these beliefs, no matter how far from reality they are. Let me know in the comments, what do you make of this mindset?
I've made that really clear. Samuel Meyer has everything that he needs from me. And here's the biggest problem. Tell me what the 1077 is about. Is it about allegedly I didn't want to go to court or I didn't want to talk to anybody? What the do you call this? That's me in court, right? In jail.
Well, I understand your position on that. Just like being new to the case, I'm not privy to that.
Well, now you're hearing it.
So I've basically got two options here. I mean, either I can give you the, well, I could give, if you'll provide me with your contact information, I can give that to
you. You guys already have it? Nobody's giving me a letter. Nobody's doing nothing.
Okay, if I've seen like situations where you've refused to receive the mail.
Who said that I refused to receive mail?
Mr. White, I just want to remind you that this is not confidential. Everybody can hear this. I just want to remind you. Okay.
And that's, I asked him if he wanted to step out and talk, and at any rate, if nothing else, I can facilitate communication between you and the people that are supposed to do that. But I don't have to necessarily do anything else, but we have to get past that phase in order to move forward on your case.
I want it withdrawn, and I want to proceed on my own without an attorney.
Okay, well then you and I will have to talk, because I'm the one who has to.
So let's see here. Let's name all the alleged attorneys that have been part of this case that I have spoken to personally. We got Stillwell, we got Kale, we got Lesh.
Okay, and again, I'm not privy to that. I don't have any of that information.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want me to request to withdraw that, then I need to talk to you about it. And if you don't want to talk to me, then I don't really have a choice.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm just gonna ask that volume and behavior is acceptable at what court has going on.
Okay.
And at some time, if you become disruptive, we're gonna have to ask you to leave. So
I get it.
I'd like you to be as efficient as you can. And
I
get as
get
much
it.
done as
Trust me, I
possible.
don't want you dragging me away when I got
Nobody
cane
drag
mask.
you away,
It's gonna
right?
hurt. It's gonna
Once the
hurt.
judge is in here, he might ask.
No. Me and Paul, we know each other.
Okay.
I've been doing this a really long time with him. That's,
All right.
you know.
I'm just checking in on. Just letting
Okay.
you
No,
know.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
I appreciate your appropriate behavior as well.
Okay. Absolutely, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
So basically, just that if you want me to also withdraw the request, then I have to really talk to them. Find out what purpose of the request was submitted for, and then. Now, when you represent yourself, not necessarily grounds for that request, for that requested.
Either do or not.
I just hear alleged.
And that's what I'm saying, like, unless we talk, I don't have the information I need to move forward.
For the record, Isaac, me, him. That's a hearing.
No,
Okay.
I understand.
But it's not on the record. It happened November 13th. It's not on the record.
Have you submitted any public records requests for the audio of the hearings?
I already have them, man.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. The funny part is nobody told me once that these things were live streamed on YouTube. I already knew that. I've captured all of them.
Well,
Every single hearing I've captured from YouTube.
so that's one of the things that we should probably talk about outside of court. So again, offering to step out and speak with you if you want. Or even just step back into the back corner and speak, but we'll lower the volume sound.
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. Everything that you want to have a conversation with me about can be right here.
Well, I mean, part of my role is to inform you as to your rights and help you protect them, so.
Well, you'd be the first.
Don't know about you, but this guy does not seem mentally ready to represent himself. If he actually tries to, it's going to be a total disaster. It really makes me wonder, why do sovereign citizens always think representing themselves is a winning move? I mean, if they're that confident, fine, go for it. But let's be honest, most of them clearly don't understand how the law actually works. Half the time, they're just tossing out random legal terms they picked up from some sketchy corner of the internet, hoping something sticks. It's like watching someone try to beat a chess champion using nothing but confidence. No strategy, the result, pure chaos. And honestly, it's a bit of unintentional comedy.
What was that date when you said?
Hmm?
The date of the hearing, you said wasn't.
The one that happened in custody was November 13th, 2023.
Well, it's written down in the record. I don't know.
Really? They changed it, huh?
You said it was November.
13th, not 30th. 30th did happen. I was there for that. That was the first out of custody hearing that I had.
Well, if you want, we can talk about that more. But if you don't, that's fine too.
I think what we can settle on is asking for a separate hearing.
And that's fine. We'll do
Okay.
that.
But just remember, this isn't a matter of you representing me. This is a matter of me trying to cooperate in terms of like work with the court and everybody to get this resolved.
Well, and
I guarantee nobody else really wants to continue seeing me. And it doesn't matter like what happens at or after a trial. Like,
so
we can get this done.
So here's the thing. Again, as far as the county is concerned, I've been appointed to represent you.
That's,
So if I say it that way, I'm not necessarily saying that you're accepting the representation.
I understand that.
That's just me trying to clarify the record
Yeah,
as to what my role is at this point.
yeah, I get that.
And then if at some point you want to represent yourself and the court finds that you're able to do so, then they'll allow you to do that. If you want standby counsel, you can have an attorney appointed to assist you with interpreting the law and maybe preparing your case. You don't necessarily have to work with that attorney, but that attorney is basically provided to answer any legal questions that you might have. And you probably have plenty of information on that at this point as well. So we'll just ask for that hearing and move forward from there.
Please. Okay, Mr. White.
I guess we'll start here with Mr. Christopher. As he's listed on the docket as Mr. Christopher Hartzell. I have been appointed by the county to represent Mr. Christopher, although he has expressed that he does not want representation. He has a pending 1077. He's been advised by the court that that can be requested to be withdrawn at any time. And he would like to request to do that. However, that might take a little more time than we have on today's docket. So we're asking just to set a hearing where he can address that. And that's my case and Mr. Holcomb's case and Mr. Christopher's case to address. I suspect, how much time do you think you'll need, Mr. Christopher? Half an hour, an hour? Less?
For a hearing?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure a half hour would be fine.
So if the court has a half an hour, then we can set that for, I suppose at the court's convenience, obviously as soon as possible.
Well, okay. We still don't have the competency assessment
We
yet.
don't, Your Honor, and that's kind of the situation.
Right,
Is that, if Mr. Christopher doesn't want to communicate with me or the hospital, and he wants to represent himself,
Yeah, we
we're kind of
had
in a bit of
this.
an impasse.
We had this discussion already and a ruling on it. And the ruling was that we're not going to make any determination about self-representation until after competency is determined. We had the whole discussion previously, and nothing's changed. We're not going to revisit that.
I still object to it.
That's fine. You don't have to keep saying it either. You objected one time, and that preserves it forever.
Cool.
So keep in mind that if you said it once, it's been recorded, and you don't have to keep saying it.
Excellent.
Could we possibly set a hearing then just to address how to move forward?
We're going to set a hearing to determine competency, which we have. That is a threshold issue that we have to do. A person who's not competent to proceed cannot represent themselves either. So we're going to determine that first, and then after, and I've explained this to Mr. Christopher, after we've determined, assuming that we determine he's able to occur, and the understandings that the court has to find in order for a person to be able to represent themselves can't be done until competency has been determined. So I just want everybody to keep that in mind, that will be the procedure, and we're not going to revisit that over and over again. So we've got to get to the point of the competency determination first.
I have one question for the court. What exactly is the 1077 over?
A couple of months. Yeah. I'm sorry, what was that question?
What exactly is the 1077 order about? Why was the order sent off to Western State Hospital?
Well, generally what it's about is It's an order from the court
Mhm.
to conduct an examination, in this case of you,
Mhm.
to determine whether you are able to proceed in this case.
So why?
Because there's been serious doubt raised by the attorneys interacting with you that you may not be able to do that. And it would be a violation of your rights to proceed with a criminal case against you if you were not competent to proceed with the case.
And what is being alleged
About the crime that's alleged?
Sure, yeah, we'll
Or-
start with that.
Well, the crimes that are alleged are trespass in the first degree and obstructing a law enforcement officer.
Okay, that's the first time that that's been said in open court, other than Samuel Myers saying trespass. I heard Samuel Myers say trespass, obstruction.
That's still one of the charges.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what is it exactly that they're having doubts about competency? Like what are they alleging? Because what I heard from Samuel Meyer is that somebody has alleged that I didn't want to talk to anybody and that I didn't want to come to court.
Well, that may have figured into it. I don't
What
know.
do you call this? I went to court.
I'm glad you did. Yeah, I know you were here previously because we've talked about this. Okay. So what we're going to do is
Yeah, we talked about this while I was in custody.
we're going to get that evaluation completed, and we'll reconvene on that issue on May 16th at 9:00.
So I don't know if if anything changes, feel free to give me a call, because I don't have to advise you, but we can have a conversation.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
All right, you're good to go, Mr. Christopher.
May 16th is going to be one to watch, and you already know I'll be covering it. Honestly, this guy doesn't stand a chance. Just from the way he talks to the court, it really seems like he's following that sovereign citizen mindset. But let me know if you think differently. He was chatting with the attorney more than we usually see from these folks. Most sovereign citizens try to argue every little point and ignore basic legal procedures. Quick legal note, if you choose to represent yourself, the judge isn't required to help you. They'll let you crash if you're not prepared on from what we're seeing. This guy clearly isn't. This whole situation is shaping up to be a mess. These folks always think they can outsmart the law, but it just doesn't work like that. I'll be keeping a close eye on it, Tand. I know many of you will too. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with this guy or not? And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next breakdown. Take care, everyone.